Welcome to Clash Corner, your daily dose of chaos.
I found my boyfriend on a dating watchdog page. I recently found a post about my boyfriend on a local dating watchdog page. We've been together for 5 years. I recently found a post about my boyfriend on a local dating watchdog page. We've been together for 5 years. There were several comments on there from women stating they texted him or went out with him, and I couldn't tell if this had happened recently or if it could have been from a long time ago. So I commented on it anonymously asking if anyone has talked or been intimate with him recently, and a woman responded saying she did and asked if I did as well and if I had any information on him. I probably should have said I was his girlfriend, but I was so embarrassed I couldn't, and worried I wouldn't get any information, so I just said he told me not to talk or be intimate with anyone else and he wouldn't either, but that we never got together. She responded back claiming he said the exact same thing to her. I then asked when they last saw each other, and she never responded back. My boyfriend then comes home and is furious, slamming doors, giving me dirty looks, but won't say anything to me. I know he knows I was the one who anonymously posted because I had suspicions that he had been cheating on me and have recently been asking him, and he denied doing so. I then go back to the post and all of her responses are deleted, so I know she told him, and I'm sure he told her to delete them, but he's angry at me for it. Anyway, what are my next steps? Do I confront him about it or just wait and see if he says anything? Also, we rent an apartment together and are on the same lease, so that makes things even more complicated. What would you do in this situation?
Ready for more? Here comes Clash number 2.
I lie to my husband every night about walking the dog. I'm a 32-year-old woman with a good job, a house, and a life that looks totally put together from the outside. Every single evening, I tell my husband I'm taking the dog for a long walk. And I do, but the walk only takes about 20 minutes. I'm a 32-year-old woman with a good job, a house, and a life that looks totally put together from the outside. Every single evening, I tell my husband I'm taking the dog for a long walk. And I do, but the walk only takes about 20 minutes. After that, I sit on this bench by a little pond in our neighborhood and I call my mom. We talk for like 45 minutes. About nothing. About everything. She tells me about her garden. I tell her about my day. She asks if I'm eating enough. I lie and say yes. She knows I'm lying. We both laugh. My mom was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's 2 years ago. She's still mostly herself right now. But I've watched it start to chip away at the edges. She repeated the same story 3 times on Tuesday's call. I laughed all 3 times like it was brand new. I don't tell my husband the real reason the walks are so long because I don't want him to look at me with pity. I don't want this to become sad. These calls aren't sad. They're the best part of my day. I'm storing up every conversation like I'm filling a warehouse. I know one day the phone won't really make sense to her anymore. But right now, today, my mom still laughs at my terrible jokes and calls me her baby and tells me she's proud of me. So yeah, my confession is that I'm a grown woman who sits on a park bench every night pretending her dog needs extra exercise, just so she can talk to her mom. I'm not even sorry. Would you do the same?
The chaos doesn't stop. Clash number 3.
I thought everyone struggled to open their eyes in the morning. For 27 years, I thought everyone spent half an hour squinting and blinking just to open their eyes in the morning. I woke up every morning for as long as I could remember struggling to open my eyes. The sunlight coming through the window seemed so bright, I could not even open my eyes past a squint. It took maybe 20 to 30 minutes of blinking, squinting, and sometimes fumbling around with my eyes closed before I was fully awake. My mother told me that it just took a while to get used to the light in the morning, and that it took a bit to fully wake up. So I planned every morning around 20 minutes of blinking, squinting, and trying not to go back to sleep. I am 27 years old, so this has just been a fact of life for me. I set a second alarm about an hour before I actually have to get up, so I have plenty of time to wake up, and possibly fall back asleep for a bit. I have a toddler now, and he sleeps terribly, so mornings have been rough for me. One morning I took a picture of myself with my squinty, lopsided eyes because one side was able to open a bit more, to show a friend how exhausted I looked first thing in the morning. She asked me why my eyes were like that, and I told her I had not gotten used to the light yet. She was even more confused. I asked some friends and did some searching online. It was not normal. Most people just open their eyes in the morning. A friend suggested that maybe I slept with my eyes open, and while I was not sure about that, I noticed that my son did sleep with his eyes cracked, so it stood to reason that I did too. I bought nighttime eye gel and eye drops for the morning, and used them for the first time last night and today. Sure enough, I woke up with my eyes a bit sensitive and hard to open, less than usual thanks to the gel. I reached for the drops, put them in, and opened my eyes immediately. It was like I had been up for an hour. The light did not bother me, my eyes were wide open, and I felt wide awake. My entire life, I had thought it was normal, but I cured myself of a daily inconvenience by spending $20. Now I am trying to convince my mom to try the drops, too. Have you ever realized something you thought was normal your whole life actually wasn't?
Another clash is on the way. Here's number 4.
Our friend keeps complaining about hearing us at night. We let my boyfriend's childhood friend stay at our place rent-free, and now she keeps complaining about hearing us at night. My boyfriend and I let a friend he's known since childhood stay at our place because housing is expensive and her university is nearby. She stays here 5 days a week and goes home on weekends. We don't charge her rent, and we pay for utilities and groceries while she's here. She has her own bathroom and full access to basically everything, like the kitchen, pool, sauna, and so on. Her bedroom isn't next to ours. Between our bedroom and her space is a computer/working room, and her bathroom is also in between, so there's some separation. A few months ago, she told us she could hear us being intimate at night, and it made her uncomfortable. We said we'd try to be quieter when she's around. Since then, she has brought it up multiple times. Recently, she asked if she could switch rooms. The only rooms we could realistically swap would be the one my 7-year-old sister uses when she sleeps over or my hobby room. All the other rooms are already set up permanently. We don't want to rearrange our home for this, especially since we intended to help her out. After the latest complaint, I told her calmly but firmly that we've adjusted as much as we think is fair. I said if this will keep being an issue, maybe this living situation just isn't a good fit, and she might need to find another place to stay. She thinks I'm being unfair. Was I wrong to draw the line?
Chaos overload. Let's wrap up this final clash.
My Ta noticed something no one else ever has. I'm 32, and I just got recognized for something I didn't think anyone would ever notice. I'm 32. I went back to school for mechanical engineering 2.5 years ago after a decade as a maintenance tech at a paper mill. My wife is supportive, but she doesn't really understand the work. Her parents think I'm going through some midlife thing. We have 2 kids who are 6 and 4. I took my fluids midterm this afternoon. Brutal exam. My teaching assistant is a 23-year-old grad student. I think he's been a little uncomfortable having a student older than him in section all semester. He asked if I had a minute after I turned in the exam. He pulled out my problem sets that he'd been grading on his laptop and started flipping through. He said he had to verify they hadn't been put through one of those artificial intelligence cheat tools first, since the department makes them check now. Then he said he could tell from the way I draw control volumes that I've actually seen industrial systems run. He said he's been a teaching assistant for fluids for 3 semesters, and my work shows years of practical understanding he doesn't see in undergrads usually. I worked at that paper mill for over a decade before going back to school. The way you draw a control volume tells you whether someone has actually seen one running. I just didn't think anyone would ever notice. I drove home thinking I was going to tell my wife. When I walked in, she was making dinner with the kids, and I just couldn't. She'd say, "That's sweet, honey," and not really get it. There's nobody in my life who would get it. I don't know what to do with this. Thanks for reading. Have you ever been recognized for something you didn't think anyone would see?
That was today's chaos. See you at the next clash. Don't just watch the clash, join the corner. Subscribe now.